Today on Suncoast View, big changes announced for the Miss America competition. We'll tell you which two categories you won't be seeing anymore. We'll discuss.
One of country music's biggest stars comes alive on stage at the Florida Studio Theater. We'll get a preview of Always Patsy Cline.
And we're learning how to cast out for the Sarasota Tarpon Tournament, and we may need a little extra help. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show. Stephanie Roberts is off this week, but we're very happy to have two guest hosts today. Big welcome to Rebecca Hopkins from Florida Studio Theater.
So happy to be here again. It's always fun.
Oh, well, we love seeing you. And Mickey Williams, our resident beauty expert.
Hi, you have like 3 blondes in a row. What are you going to do?
I know.
Joey can handle it.
I was going to say, we could start a singing group, but I'd rather hear one of you, I think, this morning. All right, well, Rebecca, we are very glad that you are back. Actually, you just came back from a nice vacation. Tell us about your trip.
I did. I had to take a vacation because FST is running hard this summer. I went to Panama, all the way through the Panama Canal, and then over in the Mexican Riviera, and landed in San Diego, and thought twice about coming home. It was beautiful. It was just amazing.
Oh, it sounds like a great trip, and you know, you are one of the people that when I hear people come back from vacation, you know, I don't get as envious because you work so hard. But even on your trip, you did a little bit of work.
I'm envious. I've never been to Panama.
It was great. But yes, you're right. When I travel, I do work because FST is year-round. And as a matter of fact, you know, our Shakespeare show, still running.
Yes.
Finally closes this week after 18 weeks. So if you haven't seen it, you got 3 days. That's
long running. One of the longest running you've done, I would imagine. I would venture to guess.
All those cabarets run 18. Our longest running was Blue Suede Shoes with 22 weeks. And it could have kept going.
Wow.
But, you know,
stunning.
We have a summer season to do.
Yes.
So we had to turn the page.
Turn and burn.
Turn and burn. Keep it going.
So many stages happening all at once, and I applaud and am in awe often of how you and Richard and your staff do it.
I am in awe of my staff as well.
She's ready for another vacation, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm ready for my next vacation at this point, but it'll be a while.
Well, and we're going to learn more about Always Patsy Cline, which is already a big hit, and it has just opened. So we'll learn about that a little more in the show.
Music.
Yes, very popular. We can see why it is such a success. Well, we have a new face in the kitchen we want to introduce you to. This is Jacob from Bagel Babe Food Truck. Welcome, Jacob.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What are we making today? I would venture it's a bagel.
Yes, it's a bagel. We're making one of our organic bagel sandwiches. It's called the Spicy Babe, and it has our fresh avocado spread, herb cream cheese, and smoked salmon on top with some chipotle mayo.
Wow, that sounds pretty good.
I see where the spicy came from. I have to ask, where is the Bagel Babe? Who is the Bagel Babe? Where'd the name come from?
The Bagel Babe is my son. He was a picky eater. He still is, but that's the one thing that he'll eat, and we just would always give him a bagel. So we call him our Bagel Babe.
Well, we are excited that you are here, and you are just launching this new food truck.
Yes.
So we're very excited to learn a little more. You came in, you obviously couldn't bring the food truck into the studio, but here's a look at what the truck looks like, your home base.
Yes.
We can't wait to taste them.
Can't wait for you to try them. Let us know what you think.
They sure look good over there.
Yes, well, we cannot wait to join you later on to make a we've never said this before, to make a spicy babe. Well, things got a little spicy actually last night on The Bachelorette, and we don't want to spoil anything if you haven't watched it yet, if you've DVR'd it and you're watching it tonight. But luckily, our new producer, Kaylee, is our resident Bachelorette expert, and she has been writing a recap of what happens each week. So you can find that on our website, suncoastview.com. One thing I do know, she did tell me a little bit today that we have the two contestants that are from the area, from St. Pete, and both of them were featured prominently in this week's episode, and that's all I'll say. So you'll want to check out Kaylee's recap on suncoastview.com. I
can't get into that show. I just can't.
Well, apparently it's like a vortex that once you watch one episode, it just gets you, and then that's it. So Stephanie and Linda watched The Bachelor this season, so it has Linda choked up.
She's got me.
Sorry.
I think I just got her cough drop.
I don't really believe The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, but everybody else watches it. So you've got to know what's going on.
No, I've avoided that as well. I just refuse. I can't do it.
Because once you see it, you'll go in. I mean, it's certainly lighter fare. I mean, we're not changing the world with this kind of programming, but maybe I think that's what people are looking for right now. Is just to unplug a little and live someone else's drama.
Yeah, so to
Nobody's going to
compete
die.
against a guy or a girl who has like multiple relationships in one, episode, correct? To compete for marriage with this person.
Yes.
Let's like rewind.
So
okay?
there is a little
Like-
suspension of disbelief, I think, but I know a lot of people are happy to see that the Bachelorette is in the power
Driver's
seat.
seat?
This-
Well,
Yeah.
I know that people get totally obsessed with this show, so they are definitely doing something right.
Yes, yes. Well, you can find that right here on ABC7 on Monday nights. And again, you'll want to check out Kaylee's recap, because from what she told me in the office today, it was a pretty spicy episode.
I might read her recap and not watch the show.
Oh, no, I still want to watch the show.
Then I
So-
can talk about it with great authority.
All right, well, it is time. Speaking of talking with great authority, it's time for our first hot topic. And the Miss America competition is skipping the swimsuits. New board chair Gretchen Carlson announced this morning on Good Morning America that it is time for the show to turn from a beauty pageant into a scholarship competition. The 97-year-old contest will no longer judge its contestants by their physical appearance. They're doing away with the swimsuit competition as well as the evening gown category in an effort to be more open, inclusive, and transparent. The organization is moving past a recent scandal when former CEO stepped down after leaked emails saying some not so nice things about contestants. Miss America is now led by an all-female team, including new CEO and president Regina Hopper, who you may remember as one of the original hosts of our very own Suncoast View.
Right, she sat right where you are.
Yes.
Rebecca. She had been Miss Arkansas, so she was really into the Miss America pageant.
And
It
she was still very
important
much
to her.
involved, and we are
Yes.
we're very happy for her that she is.
But I'd like to say to Regina, this is absolutely ridiculous. I watch beauty contests because I like beauty. It's not bad to be beautiful. I
Yeah.
love the clothes, the swimsuits. I think the swimsuits are fun. I love the gowns. I don't want to watch smart people take tests or something.
Yeah, I mean, can't they
how
mail
you
it
do
in
that.
now?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess they have the talent portion,
Yes.
and that's
Love that.
that's always been a lot of fun. But I do kind of agree with you, Linda. There is something about we don't have to ban beauty in accepting everybody. The swimsuits always were a little weird to me, but the evening gowns weren't. So I don't get the whole throw everything out. But
Yeah, and maybe swimsuits. I mean, in real life, Miss America doesn't wear a swimsuit very often.
No.
So maybe it could be sports clothes or business dress
yeah.
or something.
Well, they're now encouraging, I know in place of the evening gown portion, they said they're encouraging them to wear something that they feel comfortable, they feel themselves in, and that they feel represents kind of their platform for Miss America.
So they're basically all going to wear bathing suits. That's what they're saying. And my question is, why do we still have Miss America? Because if we are basically getting, I mean, America's supposed to be a melting pot of so many different ethnicities, right? So if we don't, if we're basically going to get rid of all of our culture and all of our immigrants coming into the U.S., and we're basically, what is going to be America? So what is Miss America? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
how does it work?
In the interview this morning with Gretchen Carlson, which maybe you caught on GMA, but she did say that it has launched the careers of many, many successful women in our country that have gone on to law school and medical school and all,
and
high-powered.
co-hosting The View.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I was runner-up for Miss Georgia twice. Scholarship sent me through college. I don't have any college debt because of that. And I learned great lessons. Mainly, if you don't win, smile nicely and congratulate the other person. So it taught me great life lessons.
Do you think that if they stayed on the track that they were going and kept the swimsuit and kept that beauty pageant feeling that most people still associate it with, do you think that it would have survived?
I think that's old hat. So I think it's time to get rid of that.
I do think adjustments were, yes, because it's a scholarship program,
Yes.
but it's a beauty pageant.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
And so
definitely.
that they're tweaking with it and trying to make it more well-rounded, I think is great. But I don't think we have to throw out looking good.
And who objects to that? You would think it would be somebody my age, but I love looking at beautiful people.
I do too.
That's why I watch the Oscars. That's why I watch all of those programs, and I love the long gowns.
Well, ultimately, I think we'll wait. We'll have to wait and see when it airs in September, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the ratings look like, because ultimately, I guess ratings talk.
Yeah,
you
what
know?
are they going to replace it with?
Yes.
Let's see
Yes.
what they replace it with. It could be fun.
Yeah,
And they
we'll
have
all
said
watch it
they have said that
first.
the talent portion has always been the most viewed for ratings. So we'll keep an eye on that. So, all right, flying first class is a luxury, and some traveling parents are not willing to share that luxury with their kids. British TV presenter Kirsty Allsopp said in a recent article that she and her spouse will often leave their kids in economy while they fly first class. She said that first class should be a treat that you've worked hard for, and that frankly it's a waste of money to upgrade her 10 and 12-year-old. She's not the only one either. Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay and his wife keep their kids in coach when they travel first class. Twitter users got fired up, saying that it is irresponsible and unsafe parenting, while others say it's a nice chance to offer your kids some independence.
Oh yeah, while somebody else supervises them. I don't want to be your babysitter. I'm not going to sit next to your children and find something to keep them interested and keep them from fighting with each other.
The British, they're so much better than American kids. Like they're and also they're Gordon Ramsay's
I've
kids.
been
They're
to England.
terrified.
I've been
You know
to
what I mean?
England.
I don't know. I totally agree with it. I think it's
You're
fine.
okay with
I
that?
think as long as they're a certain age, you're not leaving like a toddler next to somebody. And I actually fly my niece and nephew up to New York all the time, and the flight attendants are great with them, and it's awesome. So I could have easily have been just right up in the front. But I also think that sometimes, like with my nephew, if I get upgraded and he's traveling with me, I'll put him up front. And people in first class have a bigger problem with him being up front sometimes than they have with me doing that. And I just wanted him to have the experience, and they're like, you're going to leave him up here? So I don't know which sides. You know, I feel like the people in first class, even if they've just gotten an upgrade, for some reason they think no kid should be up there.
Well, I don't want to sit next to that kid because
An
of
unruly
course he's
kid.
really good because you're sitting next to him. But I don't want to have to supervise other people's children.
But I don't think you would have
it depends
to.
on the age. I mean, 10 and 12, the child should be fairly
They have
able
headphones.
And let's
to
be honest, they're
behave
probably
themselves,
on their
though.
iPads with their
Yeah.
headphones in. They're not engaging
Yeah,
I mean,
anyway.
if you're just
I
like
think
fend for yourselves.
If your kids can't behave themselves, you should get kicked out of first class,
Yeah.
and the person who
Yes,
is seated
yes.
next to them gets your seat. That's a good deal. If they behave themselves, then at that age, I think it's fine.
As long as somebody is making sure they do behave themselves.
And as far as dangerous, I mean, where are they going to go?
Yeah, right?
They probably are as contained as they'll ever be in that
They're
case.
like bolted into a seat, you know? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And it is interesting. I mean, some of the people on Twitter were saying, anyone who has a problem with this, are you one of the first people to raise your hand when they have to split up a family to put them together? You know,
That's true, that's true.
And we've talked in the past about if you do have to discipline another person's child, like if they're kicking the back of your seat, does that put you in an awkward position? So we're a little split on this,
yeah,
I see.
I definitely
I don't
think
have
you need
kids,
to supervise your
but
children.
I really think that we need to go back to a time where you could tell a child to behave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Either-
Your own or someone else's?
You're just, come on.
Just
people.
in general. All right, well, do you hate having to answer why you get so many Amazon packages? I know I do. If only every delivery person was as thoughtful as this one. This couple's doormat reads, "Please hide packages from husband." And their delivery person saw it and took it literally.
Oh,
This is home security footage of the delivery person trying their best to hide
oh,
a
he can't find a
package.
place.
The
That's
wife
so
eventually
cute.
said that the doormat was just a joke, a novelty that she bought, but she did appreciate that
Yes,
the delivery
he should
person
have put
wrote
it under the mat.
Yes.
That is adorable.
In my household, it's the husband who has the Amazon addiction.
In my household, it's like, please hide ex-husband.
Well, they need a bigger flower pot, I think, to put it
Yeah.
behind. All right, it is time for our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, we get a musical preview of the hit show, Always Patsy Cline, at Florida Studio Theater.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update for this happy hour. Looking pretty nice, really. We have a few clouds around coming in from the west-southwest. That wind is, and that brings that dew point up into summer-like readings, about as high as it gets, 77 right now, and the humidity at 77%. And it looks as though we'll see these warm overnight readings continuing. And we're expecting temperatures to stay into the upper 70s to low 80s overnight. Not as warm today across Orlando. We had a little bit more of a cloud cover and some showers there nearby, but temperatures right near the coast into the low 80s to mid 80s. From Venice, it's 84, 83 in Inglewood. The Gulf water temperature now 82. Although Sebring 90, Arcadia 90, away from that sea breeze, Wauchula 89. You can see some big storms firing up inland areas, pushing off toward the east. Not much going on near the coast, and that's the way it should stay through the evening hours. So if you have any evening trips planned, not a big concern. One lone shower up there near Cortez. Details on our forecast at 5. See you then.
Now, here's something you don't hear very often. Due to audience demand, Florida Studio Theater extended the run of the musical Always Patsy Cline before it even opened. And now they have extended it again. Now it's going to play through July 1st. Always Patsy Cline was an off-Broadway hit, and the New York Times called it groundbreaking and heartfelt, and it includes some of Patsy Cline's biggest hits. Joining us now are Meredith Jones, who plays Patsy Cline, and Susan Greenhill, who plays her biggest fan, Louise Seeger. So Susan, you're on stage telling Patsy's story as her best friend. Tell us about the storyline of this play.
Well, I think everybody kind of knows what it's like, or I certainly do, to be a big fan of somebody, and then to get to know them, to get to become good friends with them, to be girlfriends and intimate and have this go on for years. We don't often have that. And to find out that not only are they just so amazing and moving when you hear them or see them, but they're as kind and compassionate to you and with you and everybody else in real life. Yeah. And so that's kind of been the gift of this, and it's telling Patsy's story and the story of their friendship. And
Meredith, you've got a hard job. You're playing Patsy Cline. We all know what she sounds like. Do you try to
just like her?
Amazing what a wig can do, right?
Yes, and lots of eyebrows.
So do you try to sound just like her?
Yeah, absolutely. So we spent a lot of time in rehearsal just going over my sound and perfecting the vowels that Patsy did and really just creating her sound. Yeah.
Do you talk like her during the play? That's a long time to speak in somebody else's voice.
Yeah, I do. I'm from North Carolina, so Southern accent isn't hard for me. I speak it when I go home or when I talk to my mom on the phone. But she had a specific sound, so we worked on the dialect as well.
Why did her songs last so long? She's been gone a long time, and yet everybody today even knows the words.
Yeah, I mean, I think she transcends all styles of music. She was pop, she was country, she was soul. She had a sound that everyone could relate to. And I think more than anything, the emotion in her voice really spoke to everyone, and I think that's why she's lasted.
There's also the mystique, because she's one of those artists we only had for a short period of time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, we lost her at 30, and so there is this mystery around her and what could have been if, you know, we'd had her for all.
And most people don't know that. There's, I mean, you can hear it in the audience when I say.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. Forget that.
I think the word may be out. Well, you're about to sing for us. Set up the song you're going to sing.
Yeah, so this song, Walkin' After Midnight, it was the first song that Patsy sang on TV on the Arthur Godfrey Show in 1957. And it propelled her success.
Okay, while you get ready to sing for us, let's tell everybody that Always Patsy Cline is at the Florida Studio Theater through July 1st. And for more information, go to their website. Okay, Meredith, our Patsy, take it away.
After midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I walk for miles along the highway, Well, that's just my way of saying I love you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the sky turns gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the starlight, just hoping you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the sky turns gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the starlight, just hoping you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me.
Beautiful. Wow, that is Patsy Cline. Always Patsy Cline is at the Florida Studio Theater now through July 1st. For tickets and information, visit their website, floridastudiotheater.org. Next, should you ask about money on your first job interview? We'll discuss.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
My credit score was not that great. I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Well, as we come off graduation season here on the Suncoast, many graduates are going to be sitting down with potential employers for their first round of job interviews. Well, let's hope they all go a little better than this. A woman interviewed for a job at a food delivery company called Skip the Dishes. And afterward, she sent a follow-up with a question about pay and benefits. She later received a short rejection email. Your questions reveal that your priorities are not in sync with those of Skip the Dishes. At this time, we will not be following through with our meeting this Thursday. Whoa. So here's the question. Is it okay to talk about payment at an interview?
What are we working for? I'm not coming to work for you as a charity. I'm coming to earn money. I think you put your cards on the table. And obviously that wasn't a company that woman should work for.
Yeah, I mean, whoever that Victoria was that wrote that, she really needs to go through like management training, because everything in that was condescending and horrifying. Why wouldn't you ask for what you deserve? I mean, that's the whole thing.
She kind of skipped the worst job of her life.
Yes, skip the dishes, right?
Because, I mean, that's kind of the beginning place. I mean, one of the first questions I ask is, what are your salary expectations, so we don't waste each other's time?
Yes.
Why go through this whole process if you can't meet at a place that you know you're going to get to a positive outcome?
And if she was going to see this woman again on Thursday, it would have wasted the employer's time if the woman wasn't going to accept the salary.
I just don't get it. I mean, first of all, this is statistically, men typically ask up in advance what they want, and they want to ask what the pay is. But for a woman to do it, and we learned this with the whole book, Lean In, with Sheryl Sandberg, that women statistically undervalue themselves and ask for less, even when they do actually come out and ask for it. But at the same time, sometimes they don't even ask. So it's kind of like, this is incredible. And again, I want to like shout out, I want to go shout out at Victoria, because that was just absolutely rude, you know, but at the end of the day, yeah, you should have this. And if I use a website or a recruiting agency to hire somebody of value, I absolutely have to put exactly how much I'm going to pay, and all of that is put out there, and then that becomes negotiable. So why isn't that the same case for everything? I mean, that's what we're having to do.
Although I will say, people are leaning in. And I think it's the younger generation. I sound like one of these people back in my day, but it's interesting to me. I do interviews a lot, and they're leaning in big time because you ask their salary requirements, and usually I had to stop myself from believing them. Because I would get these astronomical, and I was like, no. But it got it out there, and we could have I could say, well, if you're real about that number, then we shouldn't continue this conversation, which is a whole different thing. They're saying, I'm respecting your time. Inevitably, they're usually like, well, you know, not really real. What were you?
I've actually found that to be a difficult question to answer. And it's been a couple years since I've been in the job market search, but when they would say, you know, what's your expected salary range? And it was often a field you couldn't skip. And I didn't want to lowball myself, but I also didn't, I almost wanted to know, what is the range that I can work in?
Well, I
That's
always
a tough
highball
question.
myself, probably. So I always say, this is it. But of course, if the job and the position is, you know, something that I really want to pursue, and I like the crew that I'm working with, then everything is negotiable, because you have stock options sometimes. You have lots of different options that actually pertain to not less money in your pocket, but can work out other ways. And especially like if I'm negotiating a job for a film, I will say, what is your budget? Because I want to make sure that if I'm not doing anything, I can be a part of this project. But if I'm booked somewhere else, I want to make sure that your budget isn't so low that if I do it, I set a precedence for our relationship in the future. So honesty and just transparency, I think, is the best way to go.
Great advice, too, as people are heading out into the job market, whether they're graduates or if they're later in life. This is good advice. All right, well, coming up next, we're going to get ready for the Sarasota Tarpon Tournament, and it's a little tougher than we think.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. Let's check back in with Jacob from the Bagel Babe food truck. So Jacob, we got to know what makes a good bagel.
It really comes down to the dough and the yeast and how you bake it in the oven. It's a process, and it's something you experiment with a lot.
Have you noticed some regional differences in bagels?
I think so. I think up north they're a little more advanced with them. The flavor's a little more there. Down here, I think it's something we can really bring to this area.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, we cannot wait to join you later on in the show.
Thank you.
Well, there is still time to get in on the 2018 tarpon tournament. We actually got a lesson in tarpon fishing right here in the studio, and I'll tell you, it's harder than it looks. Let's take a look.
The tarpon is one of the most popular sport fish in Florida. It is well known for its acrobatics on the end of a line and can provide quite a challenge for anglers as they try to reel in a fish that often weighs more than 100 pounds. Captain Jeffrey Durance is a fishing charter captain, and he's here to teach us about how to land a tarpon and, of course, get us ready for the 88th annual Sarasota Tarpon Tournament. Wow, that's a lot of years.
Yeah. Yes, that's the oldest, longest running tarpon tournament in the world, we believe. We haven't found one any longer.
Because tarpon like our waters, is that correct? Are there more tarpon here than most places?
Well, they're migrating, and they school up on our coast getting ready to spawn. And they get in schools, you'll see anywhere from 4 or 5 fish to 200 fish in a school at one time.
Wow.
And the whole game is to find them, sneak up on them, put the bait on them, and hopefully one of them will eat.
And it's seriously a game, because when I hear tarpon fishermen talk about this, or fishermen in general, the one that got away story always seems to be related to tarpon. What is it that makes it so hard to get these guys in?
Well, number one is the acrobatics. That when they jump, as soon as they take the bait, they usually jump and they shake their head and throw the bait back to you. I've had the bait sometimes land behind me about as far as I throw it to them.
So are they smart? I was going to say, are they smart or just strong?
Well, I don't know. It's like when you're casting to them and you see the school, the fish are milling around in a circle, and you have a little crab on your line and you throw it to them. I know that they're not real smart, but when one rolls and the crab hits him, they leave.
Okay.
They're smart enough to know crabs don't attack them from the air.
Oh, that's hysterical. All right,
so you have to be careful putting the bait around the school of fish.
Oh, that's funny. The tournament is 5 weeks long, so explain for anyone who has never participated in something like this how it actually works. I mean, are you fishing for 5 weeks here?
Well, there's weekly categories, and each week we have a winner. Okay. And then those 5 winners have to take a polygraph test because it's all release.
Oh my goodness.
And so you have to have a witness, and there's a step. You have to fill out the paperwork the day you catch it.
How do you document it?
Well, you have a form you have to fill out at a weigh station. So that gets a weighmaster somewhere that day within 24 hours. And then you have to go online and put that same information on and submit it. And you really need to remember to do that, because last year I went to the weigh station, entered my fish, and forgot all about the electronic part of it. So, and it would have been a second place fish that week.
Oh my goodness! How big was it?
Oh, he's about 100 pounds. So
Wow.
about a 34-inch girth fish.
All right, well, the thrill is in the fight. So I have to admit, we know a little bit about fishing, but we don't know anything about fighting a tarpon. So
well, let me,
help
if I
us
can get Linda to
understand.
help me.
All right, Linda.
If you'll hold that.
Linda's the best fighter of the group, I assure you.
That's right. And what I have here is a 2-pound weight.
Okay.
And if you'll reel that handle just a little bit.
This one?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I going the right way?
Yep. Yep. Just that. That's good. Now stop right there.
Oh, look at the bend.
Now pick up that 2-pound weight.
No, with the reel, though, right?
No, just with the rod. With the rod. That's pretty heavy, right?
It's very heavy.
Well,
that's 2 pounds. I'm going to catch 100 pounds.
Well, that's exactly right. So if you'll let the pressure off of that a little bit.
Wow.
And then we're going to show you how much pressure you have to put on it. Ouch.
So you have to put your feet solid in the boat.
Yeah.
And pull.
This is a fight. This is
a
struggle.
Like, does the team hold on? Like, do you brace as a group?
Well, in the rules, you can't. Once the fish takes the bait, the angler has to do it all.
Oh, no.
If I touch the rod or push the rod, that disqualifies me.
All right, so see if you can do it.
Do I need to wind it up?
No, you're right. Now
So
just
many
pick up
rules.
Now that's 7 pounds.
Oh, my goodness. All right, let's break the rules for TV.
Here we go.
Got it.
Right.
He's got it.
Now-
How does that not break? How does that not
Yeah,
break?
the give in this is amazing.
Well, and the rod does the work, and that would be 7 pounds of drag.
I felt like I was doing the work.
See the line?
That's
going
7
off?
pounds?
That's 7
And
pounds.
so that's not even...
Try it, Joey.
Oh,
Try
no,
it.
I trust you.
But you have to have at least 6 to 7 pounds of drag. If you go with the 2 or 3, that's where you hear of people fighting the tarpon for hours and hours.
Okay, we
and
do
hours.
hear about that.
And they just follow the fish around. It's the biggest error I see people make is they don't put enough pressure because they're scared.
Right.
And I recommend everybody get 7 pounds, set your drags to 7 pounds, and then we actually tighten it up from there when we get the fish a little closer, and most of the fights last 20 to 30 minutes.
All right, let's talk about equipment, because obviously this rod is made for sport fishing.
Right.
Is this something that is provided as part of the tournament, or are anglers expected to have the correct equipment?
No, you have to provide all your own gear and boats and all that.
If somebody wants to go out and do this more recreationally, but as part of the tournament, can we rent gear? Can we get captains to take us out? How does this work? Are these people who are well committed already?
Like
to
a bowler would have a bowling.
Right, exactly. Well, as far as the captains go, there are a lot of captains that tarpon fish, and like me, are kind of fanatics about it. And I jumped my first one off the beach out here in 1980, and I've been chasing them hard ever since. And every year you learn a lot of new things, and they don't always do exactly the same thing every year. But I would recommend, if you're a novice at it, is hire a guide and go do it.
Okay.
And that would certainly run or improve your learning curve.
Right.
And as far as doing it yourself, that's what makes it so remarkable. Is they're right here along the beach, and when I say along the beach, from here to the road. I mean, they're not.
Really?
If you're a mile offshore, you're probably too far.
Oh, really? So you don't need a big boat?
No, exactly. You
Okay,
need
that's
a smaller
good.
boat, and they actually come in the bay during the summer. They'll be in the bay too.
All right.
But the school fish that makes it so exciting are along the beach from mid-May to about the 4th of July, and again, it's 100% angler participation because you get to help. Even if you've never seen one in the water, you'll see crab pot buoys, turtles, birds, dolphin, manatees, and all of a sudden you'll see the tarpon. You'll know right away that's what we're looking for.
That's great. Linda, we talk about your bucket list all the time. This is on my bucket list. I have boys that love to fish, and I would love to go out and do this. So if this is something that you're interested in, maybe get a little knowledge behind you this year, but you can always participate in the tournament. It's been going on for a long time. Get involved. It's the SarasotaTarponTournament.net. A lot of fun to fight that fish.
All right, fun stuff. Coming up next, Mickey is going to introduce us to a brand new skincare line.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. The Manatee County School District is talking about a teacher shortage that may leave your child without an assigned teacher when the new school year begins. Plus, how a few mishaps during Hurricane Irma are forcing Suncoast governments to make changes this hurricane season. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Bob.
A hazy, hot kind of day today with a heat index at 95 degrees. Although there's a nice breeze near the beaches, keeping temperatures a little bit cooler there. We've had one lone shower around the coast here in the last half hour. It's 85 though on the temperature. Pressure 29.91 inches and the humidity up there, 77%. Bigger storms as expected, interior pushing toward the east coast. But as I mentioned, one or two lone showers have been popping up near the coast. You can see that activity right there near Bayshore Gardens earlier kind of scooted on by and is weakening right now. Some light rain occurring again near Whitfield Avenue, but not much going on here. We'll have the forecast.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Well, we can't do anything about getting older, but that doesn't mean we can't fight looking older. And now new technology is finding that the best anti-aging weapon we have might be right in our own skin, with noticeable results in just 6 weeks. Our beauty expert, Mickey Williams, is here to tell us about Definage skincare. This sounds fantastic. How do we get our skin to look less old?
Well, actually, what's incredible about this whole program is it's actually breakthrough. It's brand new. We see so many products out there that are utilizing the exact same ingredients and then reformulating them and turning them into the new beauty drug, right? But this is absolutely completely different. So that's why I was so fascinated with it. So first of all, it's incredibly effective. It's very simple to use. And it's also just incredibly wonderfully kind of just amazing how it creates radiance and glow, but it also turns back the hands of time, and that is what everyone's talking about right now.
Where did it come from?
So there was this doctor/scientist who I actually got to have a conversation with, and he was just mind-boggling because he said to me, I got into stem cells, I was doing it for cancer research, I was doing it for embryology, and I was also looking into it for wound therapy. And what happened was he got into the anti-aging game because of all of this research that he was doing to find that your skin can actually regenerate itself and turn back the hands of time.
All right,
so
how does that
this is
work?
his brain baby. This is
Definage. Now
Definage.
everyone's interested.
So what it does is it actually unlocks your skin's defense, or kind of like a mechanism to stay youthful. So it's going down there to your stem cells, and what's that going to do is it's this 3-step process with this patent-pending peptides, okay? And I know that's hard to say, but what this is a breakthrough technology that's going to be using these age-repaired defensins, which is only exclusive to Definage. And what's great about it is this is like no lasers, there's no downtime, it's no animal, no testing, no human kind of derived ingredients like we've seen before. This is basically protein peptide technology that's kind of stimulating your own stem cells to rebuild everything that you want to create more hydrated skin, more radiant skin, less dark spots, wrinkles. It's going to take away smooth out that stuff, but it's also going to create firmness. It's going to I mean, it's absolutely insane.
And
there's
in
3
6
steps.
weeks, though.
6
So we
weeks.
want to see some befores and afters, because I know
Absolutely.
the proof is in the look.
We're seeing results actually before 6 weeks. So which is amazing is this is what they're saying is this taking back 27 years off of your skin, and what they can see this through a microscope. They can see this through a lens and see how the skin actually goes back. Now this is a 63-year-old patient, and using this 3-step process, after 4 weeks, you can see the smoothness, you can see the color of the skin, you can see all of that, and it's unbelievable. Do you see the firmness of the jawline?
Yes.
This one actually blows my mind. This is a 55-year-old patient, and I want you to look at the wrinkles right around her eyes. Look at that smoothness. Look at the discoloration. Look at the redness. We see a lot of products out there that don't deal with redness. They actually irritate your skin because they have retinoids in them, or actually they'll have like glycolics. They have all these different things that are built in, or they have human growth factor.
And that was just 4 weeks.
This one's 6 weeks.
One.
This is unbelievable. So what's incredible about this is that it has absolutely no irritation, because what it's doing is it's as effective as a retinol or as like a growth, hormone, like one of the growth, what are they called? The growth factors. Putting those into your skin, it's basically just as effective, but the whole entire thing is it doesn't have any of that irritant. It doesn't have those things, because all it's doing is just making your own stem cells kind of like wake up and create moisture to your skin and do all of these different things.
And in
it's
3
simply
steps.
in 3 steps.
So this is what comes with the skincare.
So
Talk us
step
through.
1 is actually it's like 2-minute. This is their 2-minute reveal mask. What's great about it is it's ultra fine sugar crystals and their triple enzyme resurfacing. This is free of those crazy little microbeads that we're seeing get banned everywhere. So what this step is going to do is it's actually going to resurface your skin. It's going to show the brightness and everything under the skin. Get that layer of skin off with the enzymes and with those sugar crystals. But what it's also going to do is it's going to make the next 2 products much more effective getting into your skin.
So use
that's
that
your
for 2
first
minutes?
step. Well, basically, yes. It's like a little math stroke, and it feels really good. She's like, how long do I do it?
Yes, I can only wait till tomorrow.
So that preps you for the next 2 steps.
Yes, and they all do work really incredibly in tandem together, so that's why we love this. The next one is the 24/7 Barrier Balance Cream. Now, what's great about this is it's ultra hydrating, lightweight cream. It's got their age repair defensins in it, but it also has corneotherapy formula that starts to replenish skin's barrier within 24 hours. So think about it. You're going to have the hydration back into your skin within 24 hours with this product. What's great about this, too, is it minimizes the appearance of age spots, it calms redness, like we were saying, and it's great to kind of like alleviate any sensitivity that a lot of people have sensitivity to retinoids and certain things like this. These products do not have that in there. They're having the same effectiveness as if you would have used one, but they don't have that.
Yes.
So it's incredible that you don't have any of that
how much we've learned and how much the technology has.
This is so revolutionary, I know. And then the third step, which is absolutely just insane, this is their 8-in-1 Bio Serum, and how they got all of these amazing benefits into one serum is unbelievable. But what's great about it is it's a smart formula, and it seems to understand your skin's needs better than your own DNA, which I found really funny. And it's designed to activate, orchestrate, and energize the biologically advanced concentrate. It is infused with the highest daily percentage of repair defensins.
And I love that this is in 6 weeks or less.
Like you saw the results, and it's unbelievable, because what we're seeing now is that you don't have to go get the lasers, you don't have to do all these things. You saw those results, but see, I just got a laser, and I'm like, wait a minute, I had 5 days of downtime that I couldn't even go outside.
This could have saved you all of that, because
and
you
I
can
could have done it in 4 weeks. I mean, it took
so
me 2 weeks to heal.
In 3 easy steps. All right, for more information, this is fantastic. With this great anti-aging skincare line, you can go to definage.com. Mickey, thank you. We love you. Always make us look good. All right.
Well, we're gonna look better.
Coming up next, we're going to preview the Sarasota Improv Festival. Coming up.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Exciting things coming up at Florida Studio Theater next month for the 10th annual Sarasota Improv Festival. Rebecca, tell us what we have to look forward to.
Oh, you got a lot to look forward to. This is a packed festival. 3 days, 3 headliners, and 20 groups. We've got people coming from Madrid, Spain, from France, from all over the United States, and from Tampa.
How great! And of course, you can get a day pass. You can see each show individually, or you can get a pass for the entire 3 days, which I highly recommend. That's coming up the 12th through the 14th of July. Go to FloridaStudioTheater.org. All right, we're heading into the kitchen with the Bagel Babe.
Oh, that looks good.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. An update on erosion at Lido Beach, what Sarasota City Commissioners voted on to help fix the problem before another storm. And taking a quick look at first alert traffic, right now US 301 in Sarasota is backed up heading north towards Fruitville Road. The southbound lanes are showing minor backups in that area as well. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Bob.
Good afternoon, everyone. Another nice day today. We had a few clouds, around a few very isolated showers near the coast. Right now, 85 degrees at the airport. Feels like 95, so it is another warm day due to the high humidity around. And the inland storms are the most active, as expected, pushing off toward the east coast. There's a little piece of energy here moving through the lower Mississippi Valley and the northern Gulf of Mexico. We'll have a little bit of an impact on our weather on Wednesday. We'll talk about that. I mentioned that one lone shower that was around near Cortez and Bayshore Gardens that has now slipped on and dissipated. More at 5.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
So, how many of us feel completely confident about our financial future? Let's hear some specifics. Yes, go ahead.
I don't want to be a burden to my kids. When my husband died, it took almost all of our savings to give him a proper funeral. I honestly don't know if there's enough to bury me, let alone cover expenses should something happen.
Okay. Let's talk solutions. One thing you may want to get in place is a guaranteed whole life insurance policy from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, which is a Mutual of Omaha company. This is affordable coverage, which provides a cash payment which can cover funeral expenses, bills, and other financial needs. Most payments are on their way within 24 hours. Yes, sir.
Do I need medical exams, things like that?
No medical exams. If you're between the ages of 45 and 85, you can call this number or you can go online and apply for coverage up to $25,000. United of Omaha Guaranteed Whole Life Insurance. Call or go online now.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View, how do we know if we have saved enough money? Well, we learn about a new resource that helps Suncoast women stay empowered in financial decisions. Everything from saving to investing. Manatee Performing Arts Center previews their new interactive play that puts audiences in the middle of a hilarious wedding reception. We'll meet the cast of Tony and Tina's Wedding. Plus rare real estate finds in Suncoast for sale, and Chef Judy previews Savor Sarasota deals in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Jacob from the Bagel Babe, which is my kind of thing. Bring on the carbs.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
So what are we making today?
So we're making our Spicy Babe sandwich. This is an example of it. And so what that is just a bagel of our choosing with our herb cream cheese, our avocado spread, chipotle mayo, and then smoked salmon on top. So it's kind of a quick and easy sandwich to make.
All right, well, let's have you get started.
Yeah, we'll get started. Feel free to
pick my bagel.
Yeah, take a bagel. Yeah, that's our jalapeno.
I've already fondled that one over there.
We got on the wrong side of this deal.
Linda, we'll pass down.
What can I get you, ladies? That one looks interesting.
Yeah, that's our black and white sesame.
Black and white would be good.
Yeah.
That's so creative. It's like a black and white cookie.
Watch that.
Yeah.
All right, so Jacob, you're starting with the spread. Tell us about what you got there.
Yeah, so what we have here is our herb cream cheese spread, and that has thyme, rosemary, dill, and kind of a couple other seasonings we just throw in there to taste. Yeah, secret blend with a little salt.
Not for you.
And then, so we just kind of spread it on here. Just kind of a quick, easy sandwich to make. It's good for the summer, fall. It's just, something you can eat year-round. And then what we have is our avocado spread, which we add a little lemon juice to, and we put that on there. And it's we try to do a little light, but it depends on how much avocado you want.
The lemon juice keeps it from turning brown too, right?
It does. It makes it a little lighter to taste as well.
It's
something.
Good.
Yeah,
it
tastes
like
good.
Avocado.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then so we put that on there for chipotle mayo.
This is where the spice comes in.
Yeah, the spice comes in.
I'm just eating it like this. And it's awesome.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
And Ricky's a New Yorker, so she's a tough audience for bagels. And
good.
This is how I eat my bagel.
Yeah, dig
I just take a little dollop and I put it on each piece.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
So you've got your chipotle mayo on?
Chipotle mayo on. It's super simple, super fast to make. And then we just put our smoked salmon on top.
This is one of the bagels on your menu. You're a brand new food truck that is specializing in bagels, but you actually came from the biotech industry. How does one get from biotech to bagels?
It's definitely a big change. So we started off, I started off working in the biotech industry up in Boston, and it's a very volatile industry. And so after moving down here, I had the opportunity to start something new for our family. And I decided I wanted to be my own boss. And we noticed that there was a lack of kind of tasty bagels in the area. A lot of people are out there trying, and we thought we could experiment with it and make something else a little different, a fresh, organic sourdough bagel every morning.
Well, we actually talked about that in my family. You just can't get good bagels.
Yeah, they're hard to find.
Jacob, you have a few other examples up front. Walk us through. So that's the Spicy Babe.
This is our Greek Babe, which is same cream cheese base with olive, feta, and fresh tomatoes. And this is our Sweet Babe, which is a whipped ricotta with heavy cream and has apples and drizzled honey.
Oh, that sounds
Feel free to
amazing. You can find more information about Bagel Babe and their brand new launch this summer by going to their website, bagelbabe.com. They're also available for private events.
Yes.
Just bring some bagels to my backyard.
Yeah.
All right, Mickey, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being here and bringing us some great beauty tips. And Rebecca, always a pleasure to have you.
Always fun.
And you can check out the last week of Shakespeare's Greatest Hits and also get tickets now for Always Patsy Cline at Florida Studio Theater. All right, we're going to dig into some bagels. You take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast view.